Hi, in this video we're going to be talking about Venn diagrams, which is a way to represent data in a probability problem. And so let's take a look at our first example. This Venn diagram represents the relationship between favorite sport, baseball or soccer, and pet ownership, owns a pet or doesn't own a pet. And that's really important to be looking at this first because it's not talking about, the Venn diagram is not representing any sport other than baseball or soccer. And it's only talking about, so that goes away, people who own a pet or don't own a pet. So let's take a look at this Venn diagram. So we see that we have a circle that represents those people that like soccer, and we have a circle that represents those people that own a pet. We have an intersection of that, and that would mean that 50 people are both pet owners and like soccer at the same time. So 26 out here represents pet owners who do not like soccer. The 35 represents people that like soccer but do not own a pet. So what does the 30 on the outside represent? Well, we have to look at our total sample space. So out here would be those that like baseball that are not pet owners because they're not in the pet owner circle. They're not in the soccer circle. So they are not pet owners who like baseball. Okay, so let's answer the questions. How many people said soccer is their favorite sport? Actually, I'm going to go ahead and erase this. There we go. Soccer is their favorite sport. Well, out here, there's 35 people that like soccer that are not pet owners, but there are also 50 people who are pet owners that like soccer. So how many people said soccer is their favorite sport? 35 plus 50, or 85 people. How many pet owners are in the data? Well, there's 26 pet owners out here that don't like soccer, and there's 50 pet owners that do like soccer. So how many pet owners are there? 50 plus 26 equals 76. Now notice we've double counted those 50 in the middle that are both pet owners and like soccer. And that 50 shows up here and it shows up here. How many of those who don't own pets choose baseball? Okay, so if they're not going to own a pet, that means they have to be everywhere except the circle that says pets. So how many of those don't own pets but choose baseball? So the green that I highlighted is all the people that don't own pets, but 35 of those like soccer. 30 of them then choose baseball. All right, what is the probability that a person would say soccer is their favorite sport? So remember, when we're finding a probability, the probability of soccer would be the number of those that like soccer over the total number of people that we're talking about. So we need to go up here and find the total number of people in our problem. So the total number of people would be the 35 plus 50 plus 26 plus 30. Now remember, we can't count the 50 two times because those are people that are doubled up. There's 50 people that are both pet owners and soccer. And all of this adds up to 141. So on our probability, the total possible, or the total sample space, is 141. So what's the probability that they will like soccer? Well, they have to find the number of people that like soccer, and that would be 35 plus 50, or 85 over 141. As a percent, that comes out to be about 60% if you put that in Desmos or your calculator. What is the probability that a pet owner would say soccer is their favorite sport? So this means right here that they like soccer given they're a pet owner. So that means we can only have on the denominator of our probability those that are pet owners. Our sample space in this problem is just pet owners. Well, looking up here, we have 50 plus 26, or 76 pet owners. We see that right here. So now, of those 76 pet owners, how many like soccer? Well, that was just the 50 that overlapped with the soccer circle. So 50 over 76, which is about 66%. Okay, let's try another one. So this Venn diagram represents the relationship between a favorite subject, math or science, so no other subject is happening, and a grade level, 9th or 10th. So I'm going to highlight that because it's important to remember those are our only options. So how many people said math was their favorite subject? So taking a look at the math circle, math was 65 plus 40 equals 105. How many 10th graders are in the data? Okay, well, the number of 10th graders in the data is everybody that isn't a 9th grader. And so these are the 9th graders. So 10th graders is everybody else. So that would be 65 plus 25. Or 90. Okay, how many 9th graders chose science? Well, here we have all of the 9th graders. 40 plus 35 is 75 9th graders, but 40 of those chose math. So that means 35 of them chose science. What is the probability that a person would say science is their favorite course? So out of the total possibility, we have to add up our entire sample space again. So we would have 65 plus 40 plus 35 plus 25. Again, I'm taking all these numbers and adding them up, being careful not to count 40 twice. And all of that adds up to 165. So our sample space is 165. So how many like science? Okay, well, the people that like science will be everybody that didn't like math. And so that would be the 9th graders that didn't like math and the people out here that didn't like math. So 35 plus 25 equals 60. So 60 out of the total 165 people gives us about 37%. Okay, last problem. What is the probability that a 10th grader would say science is their favorite subject? So in this case, we're only looking at 10th graders. So in our probability, our sample space on the denominator is just 10th graders. And we can look at our Venn diagram, or we can look up here because we already answered that question. So now, of those 10th graders, how many liked science? Well, we've got 9th graders highlighted, so 10th graders is everybody that is not highlighted. 65 of them liked math, so that leaves 25 that like science. And 25 divided by 90 is about 28%. Okay, till next time, bye.